Hello everyone, it's day 3. Today I finished week 3 for cs50. This section is on algorithms. I finished the runoff problem. Let me tell you, that problem gave me a run for my money. I wrote out like the pseudocode, and I thought I had it, and then I went to go test it, and I got the Christmas color. So 2 of the functions, tabulate I think was what one of them was called, and is a tie. Those 2, I got basically the whole, all the functionality of those, both those functions, I got those wrong. So I had to go back to the drawing board. I realized that my code wasn't complete. Like, I really didn't not that I didn't understand the problem, I just didn't take the time to really write it out. And one thing I'm really terrible at is pseudocode. Like, I always just start coding and then I kind of figure it out as I go. But had I really thought it through, like I did when I finally solved it, I feel like I would have finished it a whole lot faster. But either way, nonetheless, I think I still got it done. I think I finished that around 3, 4 o'clock maybe, something like that. So, I mean, it didn't take but so long. Then after that, I watched some random YouTube videos. I have 2 screens. So I found what works for me is I need a little bit of a distraction. And what I mean by that is I like to watch portfolio reviews. So Don the developer, I came across his YouTube channel and he has a playlist where he has at least 20 portfolio reviews. Mind you, they're from 2019, 2020. But either way, I just went ahead and watched them all. Kind of had the screen taking up half of one of my screens while I was coding along or whatever. What else did I do? Oh, I worked on the Productiv app some more. So as far as just hashing out the UI, I added a modal that'll hold the form. It's just a blank div for now. It doesn't actually have the form inside of it. Well, no form elements inside of it anyway. Excuse me. I added the add button. It sounds weird to say that, I was waiting for something else, but an add button basically to add whatever I want to add. So what I'm going to do is make that form like a 3-for-1. So the 3 different functionalities for the form, I think I want to do, if I can swing it, have a tab. You just click the tab and the appropriate form pops up based on whatever tab you selected. That way you don't have 3 different forms popping up for no reason. You can just keep reusing the same form. I also added data IDs to all my links on the sidebar so that when the user clicks on the link, the title at the top changes to reflect the data ID, which is the same thing as the text content, basically, of that link. What else? Oh, I kind of have 2 versions of this project. One where I just keep building it out just to get the UI right, just because it's easier that way. Some people do it in CodePen, I just choose to do it in VS Code. And then the second part is when I'm actually pushing to GitHub. I'm doing the build with Webpack, so I had to refresh my memory on that. I couldn't remember how to get images and all the things to go in the webpack.config.js file. That always gets me, I literally have to read off my notes to get that straight or whatever. Another thing that tripped me up was I created functions. I created more helper functions to create different elements, based on if they have a class, if they have an attribute, if they have an ID. I created a header.js file. Basically, it includes the render header function that creates all the elements needed to make just that top nav bar that has the logout button, the user icon, the username, the hamburger button, and then the title. I still need to figure out how to upload or how to add Font Awesome with Webpack, just because anybody familiar with Webpack, the way I'm using it, there is no HTML file that I create. Webpack creates it when it builds. So normally you just copy and paste the link. However, there is no HTML file to do that until after it's already built done the build or whatever. So I just need to look that up. I found an article, but I didn't really dive into it. It was something about adding it to the SCSS file, but we'll see. I'll read that tomorrow. What else did I do? I think that's it. I also worked on my portfolio. I'm like a perfectionist, and like, I don't know, the more I keep looking at my portfolio, I'm like, ooh, I should center this, I should change the spacing, change this padding, change the margin. So I speeded up the transitions just because I thought they were a little too slow. I added more padding, basically to give it more breathing room around the project section and then the description. I changed the wording in the About Me section. I also changed the padding. I was watching one of Don Developer's portfolio reviews, and somebody just had the icons for like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and he was like, the first person who's going to look at your portfolio is going to be somebody in HR. They're probably not tech savvy, so they may not know what those icons actually stand for. So he was like, keep the icons, that's a good idea. However, put like the text under it with the name of what that icon actually represents, so that HR person looking at it, they know what that is. And of course, somebody who is tech savvy, they just recognize it by the icons. So I just went ahead and added the name to all the icons that I had in my skills section. I added a little bit of padding on the left for the contact form, because I went to go type in it and like the cursor was like right on the edge basically. So I added some more padding, like I think 1 rim of padding to bring it over. Anything else? Oh, I added the, I thought it was a nice touch. I added the Waka Time labels. It's just a little image to my project descriptions on my portfolio. I don't know, I thought that'd be a nice little touch. I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep it or not. Another thing that I've seen a lot of people mention is have like almost like a landing page, or at least like another pop-up or something with more information, pretty much like what you would have on the README. Just because I've noticed, like, from a lot of portfolio reviews, a lot of people don't actually go to your README. Like, my README is built out. I wrote it in Markdown. However, if you don't read it, you just assume all I have is just that little paragraph that's on my portfolio, but I have a whole README with like what I've learned and all that. So what I think I'm going to probably do is add another button or something, and just have it, or maybe like a hover image on, or like a hover effect on the image of the project, and have like a learn more button on top. So when you click on it, a modal pops up, and then you'll see like, here's what I learned, here's what problem it solved, XYZ. So that's what's in the plan. But yeah, pretty good day 3. Also, I've been doing the 100 days of fitness. I started at the same time I restarted my second round of 100 days of code. So I've been posting that as well. I'm just doing screenshots. I have an app on my phone called Mad Bars. If anyone's interested, that's what I've been using. It's a lot of body weight stuff, because I've been trying to get back into calisthenics. But yeah, so definitely as a developer, like, we sit down so much. It's definitely necessary to pay attention to your body, take care of your body. So just kind of something I added, like, to hold myself accountable, to keep myself moving. So far so good. I also been trying to go to bed earlier too. So now it's like, what time is it? 12:27, and I'm making a video. I'm about to get into bed after this. Normally I'd be up till like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. So definitely trying to get up earlier and go to bed earlier. So we'll see. Thanks for watching.